Bold decisions, meaning and how to take them. Life constantly presents situations where choices must be made. Some decisions are small and simple, such as choosing what to eat or how to spend free time. However, other decisions are much more important because they influence the direction of a person's future. These important choices are often called bold decisions. A bold decision means choosing a path with courage even when the result is uncertain. It requires a person to move forward despite fear, doubt, or possible criticism from others. Many people prefer safety and comfort. They remain in situations that feel secure and predictable. While safety can provide stability, it can also limit growth. When people avoid difficult choices, they may miss opportunities that could improve their life. Progress often begins when a person is willing to step outside their comfort zone and make a decision that requires courage. A bold decision does not mean acting without thinking. It is not reckless behavior or impulsive action. Instead, it is a thoughtful choice made after understanding the situation carefully. A person studies the possibilities, considers the risks, and then decides to move forward with confidence. In this way, bold decisions combine both logic and courage. Fear is one of the biggest obstacles that prevent people from making bold decisions. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, and fear of losing security can make a person hesitate. These fears are natural because human beings want protection and stability. However, when fear controls decisions, a person may remain stuck in the same place for many years. Learning to manage fear is therefore an important step in developing bold decision-making. Another challenge comes from the opinions of others. Society often encourages people to follow traditional or familiar paths. When someone chooses a different direction, they may face criticism or misunderstanding. For example, a person might want to leave a stable job to start a business, change careers, or move to a new city for opportunity. Such decisions may seem risky to others, but they can also open the door to personal growth and achievement. Bold decisions usually require three important qualities: clarity, courage, and responsibility. Clarity helps a person understand their goals and the possible outcomes of their actions. Courage allows them to move forward even when uncertainty exists. Responsibility means accepting the results of the decision and learning from both success and failure. History and everyday life provide many examples of bold decision-making. Entrepreneurs who start new businesses, athletes who dedicate years to intense training, and individuals who speak the truth in difficult situations all demonstrate the power of courageous choices. These actions often begin with a simple but powerful decision, the decision to act rather than remain passive. Bold decisions also build personal confidence. Each time a person faces a difficult choice and takes action, they strengthen their ability to handle future challenges. Over time, this process creates independence, resilience, and a stronger sense of direction in life. Learning how to make bold decisions is therefore a valuable life skill. It helps people take control of their future instead of allowing circumstances to control them. By developing self-awareness, understanding risks, and building the courage to act, anyone can learn to make decisions that lead to growth and meaningful progress. The following points explain practical strategies that can help individuals develop the mindset and habits needed to make bold and confident decisions in life. 1. Develop clear self-awareness. The first and most important step in taking bold decisions is developing clear self-awareness. Self-awareness means understanding your thoughts, values, goals, strengths, and weaknesses. When a person knows themselves well, decision-making becomes easier and more confident. Many people struggle with important decisions because they are not clear about what they truly want. They often follow the expectations of family, friends, or society. While advice from others can be helpful, decisions based only on external pressure often lead to confusion and dissatisfaction. Self-awareness helps a person separate their own goals from the opinions of others. To develop self-awareness, a person must spend time reflecting on their life direction. Simple questions can help in this process. What kind of life do I want to build? What work or activities give me satisfaction? What values are most important to me? What skills and strengths do I already have? When these questions are answered honestly, a clearer picture of personal direction begins to appear. This clarity becomes the foundation for making bold decisions. For example, imagine a person working in a stable job that provides financial security but does not bring personal satisfaction. Through reflection, the person realizes they are more interested in creative work such as writing, teaching, or design. With this awareness, they may decide to start learning new skills, take courses, or gradually move toward a career that matches their interests. Such a decision may feel risky, but self-awareness provides the confidence needed to take that step. Self-awareness also helps people understand their limitations. Knowing areas that require improvement allows a person to prepare better before making a major decision. Bold decisions become stronger and more meaningful when they are guided by a deep understanding of oneself. When a person clearly knows their goals and values, they can move forward with greater confidence, clarity, and purpose. 2. Accept uncertainty and risk. The second step in making bold decisions is accepting uncertainty and risk. Every important decision in life contains some level of uncertainty. The future cannot be predicted with complete accuracy. Because of this uncertainty, many people delay decisions or avoid them completely. However, avoiding risk often prevents growth and opportunity. Bold decision-making requires understanding that risk is a natural part of progress. When a person wants to improve their life, change their career, start a new project, or pursue a meaningful goal, there will always be unknown outcomes. Instead of waiting for perfect certainty, a person must learn to move forward with reasonable preparation. Accepting risk does not mean acting carelessly. It means evaluating the situation carefully and preparing as much as possible. A thoughtful person studies the advantages, possible challenges, and potential consequences before taking action. Once they have gathered enough information, they make a decision and move forward with confidence. For example, consider someone who wants to start a small business. The idea may offer great opportunity, but there are also risks such as financial loss, competition, or slow growth. If the person only focuses on the possibility of failure, they may never begin. However, if they research the market, plan their budget, and develop useful skills, they can reduce the risk and make a confident decision. Another example is choosing a new career path. Learning new skills or entering a different profession may feel uncertain at first. Yet many successful people achieved growth because they were willing to face temporary uncertainty for long-term improvement. Accepting uncertainty also strengthens mental resilience. When a person understands that challenges are part of the journey, they become less afraid of mistakes. Instead of seeing failure as the end, they see it as a learning experience. Bold decisions require courage, but courage becomes stronger when a person learns to accept uncertainty and move forward despite it. 3. Build courage through small actions. Courage is an essential quality for making bold decisions. However, courage does not appear suddenly in difficult moments. It develops gradually through small actions and daily discipline. When a person regularly practices facing small challenges, their confidence grows, and larger decisions become easier to handle. Many people believe that bold individuals are naturally fearless. In reality, most courageous people still feel fear. The difference is that they do not allow fear to control their actions. They train their mind to move forward step by step. One effective method is to start with small decisions that require a little courage. These actions may seem simple, but they help strengthen confidence. For example, a person can begin by speaking their opinion in a meeting, trying a new skill, starting a small personal project, or taking responsibility for a difficult task. Each small action builds experience and reduces hesitation. Over time, these experiences change the way a person thinks. Instead of immediately avoiding challenges, the mind becomes more comfortable with effort and risk. This mental shift is important because bold decisions often require stepping into unfamiliar situations. For example, imagine someone who wants to become a public speaker but feels nervous speaking in front of others. Instead of immediately addressing a large audience, they can start with small steps such as speaking in a small group, participating in discussions, or recording short presentations. Gradually, confidence grows, and the person becomes capable of handling bigger opportunities. Small actions also help a person develop discipline. When someone consistently takes action instead of waiting for perfect conditions, they train their mind to move forward even when uncertainty exists. In this way, courage becomes a habit rather than a rare moment of bravery. By practicing small acts of courage regularly, a person prepares themselves for the larger and more important bold decisions that shape their future. 4. Strengthen decision-making skills. Another important step in taking bold decisions is strengthening decision-making skills. Many people hesitate when they must choose between different options. This hesitation usually happens because they are unsure how to evaluate choices. Learning a clear method for decision-making helps reduce confusion and increases confidence. A good decision begins with collecting proper information. Before making an important choice, a person should understand the situation clearly. This may include learning about possible opportunities, challenges, and long-term effects. When decisions are based on knowledge instead of assumptions, they become stronger and more reliable. The next step is analyzing possible options. Instead of thinking about only one solution, it is helpful to consider several alternatives. Each option may have different advantages and disadvantages. Comparing these possibilities allows a person to understand which path is most suitable. Another useful technique is thinking about long-term results. Some choices may provide quick comfort but create problems later. Other decisions may feel difficult in the beginning but lead to greater growth in the future. Bold decision-making often requires focusing on long-term benefits instead of short-term convenience. For example, a student may have the choice between spending time on entertainment or studying to improve skills. Entertainment offers immediate pleasure, but consistent learning builds knowledge and career opportunities. Choosing the difficult but beneficial option is an example of a thoughtful decision. It is also important to set a time limit for decisions. Thinking carefully is useful, but excessive thinking can create delay and anxiety. Once enough information is gathered and options are analyzed, a person should make the decision and move forward. Strong decision-making skills help individuals handle complex situations with clarity. When people learn to gather information, compare options, and focus on long-term outcomes, they become more capable of making bold and confident decisions in life. 5. Learn from failure without fear. One of the biggest barriers to bold decisions is the fear of failure. Many people avoid important choices because they worry about making mistakes. However, failure is a natural part of learning and growth. People who make bold decisions understand that mistakes are not the end of progress. Instead, they treat failure as an opportunity to improve. Every successful person has faced difficulties and setbacks. What makes them different is their attitude toward failure. Instead of giving up, they study what went wrong and use that knowledge to make better decisions in the future. This approach turns failure into a valuable learning experience. For example, consider someone who starts a small business. In the beginning, the business may face problems such as low sales, limited resources, or strong competition. These challenges may feel discouraging. However, by analyzing the situation, the person can identify mistakes, adjust strategies, and gradually improve the business. Failure also helps develop mental resilience. When a person experiences setbacks and continues working toward their goals, they become stronger and more confident. Over time, they realize that failure is temporary and manageable. This understanding reduces fear and makes it easier to take bold steps. Another important lesson from failure is the importance of patience. Major achievements rarely happen quickly. Progress often requires repeated effort, learning, and adjustment. People who accept this process become more prepared for long-term success. To benefit from failure, a person must maintain a constructive mindset. Instead of thinking, "I failed, so I am not capable," it is more helpful to think, "This attempt did not succeed, but it taught me something valuable." Bold decision-making becomes easier when failure is seen as a teacher rather than an enemy. By learning from mistakes and continuing to move forward, individuals build the confidence needed to make strong and courageous decisions in life. 6. Trust your values over other people's opinions. Another important principle in making bold decisions is trusting your values instead of relying too much on other people's opinions. Advice from others can sometimes be useful, but if a person depends completely on external approval, they may never make strong decisions. Bold choices often require following personal values even when others disagree. Society, family, and friends usually have expectations about how a person should live. These expectations may include career choices, lifestyle decisions, or personal goals. While these suggestions are often well-intentioned, they may not always match a person's true interests or long-term purpose. When a person constantly tries to satisfy everyone around them, decision-making becomes difficult. Fear of criticism or rejection may prevent them from pursuing meaningful opportunities. Trusting personal values helps reduce this pressure and provides a clear internal guide for making choices. Values are the principles that shape a person's behavior and priorities. These may include honesty, responsibility, creativity, independence, service to others, or personal growth. When decisions are guided by these principles, they become more consistent and meaningful. For example, imagine a person who values creativity and independence but works in a career that does not allow these qualities. Even if others believe the job is secure and respectable, the person may feel dissatisfied. If they trust their values, they may decide to pursue work that allows more creativity and freedom, even if the path seems uncertain. Trusting personal values does not mean ignoring wise advice. It means listening to others while still making the final decision based on personal understanding and long-term goals. People who respect their own values develop stronger confidence. Their decisions become more authentic and aligned with their identity. This alignment helps them remain committed even when challenges appear. Bold decisions often require independence of thought. By trusting personal values and maintaining inner clarity, individuals gain the strength to follow their chosen path with determination. 7. Commit fully to your decision. The final step in making bold decisions is full commitment. After a person has thought carefully, evaluated the risks, and chosen a direction, it is important to act with dedication and consistency. A decision becomes meaningful only when it is supported by continuous effort. Many people make decisions but fail to follow them with strong commitment. They begin with enthusiasm but quickly lose focus when challenges appear. Bold decisions often involve difficulties, obstacles, and moments of doubt. Without commitment, a person may abandon their decision too early. Commitment means staying focused on the chosen path even when progress is slow. It requires patience, discipline, and persistence. Instead of constantly questioning the decision, a committed person focuses on taking practical steps to make the decision successful. For example, imagine someone deciding to learn a new skill such as programming, writing, or a foreign language. The beginning stage may feel exciting, but learning any skill requires regular practice and effort. If the person studies only occasionally, progress will be slow. However, if they practice consistently every day, their ability gradually improves. Commitment also means adapting when necessary. Sometimes a plan may not work exactly as expected. Instead of giving up, a committed person analyzes the situation and adjusts their strategy. This flexibility allows them to overcome obstacles while still moving toward their goal. Another important aspect of commitment is self-belief. When a person truly believes in their decision, they become more resilient during difficult times. This belief helps maintain motivation and prevents unnecessary doubt. Bold decisions shape the future, but only when they are supported by determined action. Commitment transforms an idea into real progress. By remaining focused, disciplined, and patient, a person can turn bold decisions into meaningful achievements and long-term success.